Hey, this is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is the Expecting Aerialist podcast, now with the Digital Network. How's it going, guys? Hope you're having an amazing day. Before we get started, lots going on with Wrap Your Head Around Silks. Always, we hit the mat every Monday and Thursday evenings for Roll It Out. Foam rollers and balls to work on our aerial muscles. It has transformed my practice. I get to know you through Zoom, and it's a really great way to maintain yourself. It is affordable, and I get to spend time with you guys. Would love to have you there. Also, I have a beginner to intermediate comprehensive course. If you're one of those people who doesn't really have the time to be in class constantly and you kind of lose parts of your vocabulary, parts of your practice, it's a great way to have a lifetime access to like a whole digital library of all that stuff. So love to have you there. Aerial rehab, the meant to be the bridge between PT and your aerial class to get you back from pregnancy, surgery, or just being injured. All right, guys. Today we have Jeanie Pham. She is a mama of a 1.5-year-old. She did a natural birth in a hospital. She's in the Phoenix area, I believe, and she's going through some upper abdomen spasms postpartum. And I actually just looked on the Facebook group page, and there is a thread that was started in 2022 about a bench of aerialists, a lot of whom I've already talked to, who went through this at some point. So it's a thing. I learn something new every day that I do this podcast because I'm like, oh, is that a thing? Yep, it's a thing. It happens. So we're going to talk a little bit about that and how she is recovering through that. But yeah, so glad that you're here. So excited for you guys to meet Jeanie. Let's get started.
My name is Jeanie Pham. I'm originally from Phoenix, Arizona, born and raised here. I have a 1.5-year-old. His name is Neo. And my fiance and I, his name is Jonathan. We've been together for about almost 6 years. And I've been doing aerial for about 9 years. And after having Neo, my son, I kind of been out of practice a bit with aerial. I've been in and out of it just due to a spasm that I've been experiencing on my upper abdomen. So I'm currently seeing a physical therapist right now to get that kind of resolved before I dive back into aerial training. I've been experiencing spasms on my upper abdomen, and I've started experiencing this postpartum, just doing basic things like doing a forward fold or just bending down to pick up something. Very simple stuff like daily kind of activities. And I just noticed that I've been getting really bad spasms, and it feels like a Charlie horse on your leg at night. So can you imagine that on your stomach? It's terrible, but it only lasts for like 3 to 5 minutes. So I started experiencing that, and so I reached out to a physical therapist about it. Actually, a pelvic doctor. So yes, I've been seeing them for about 2 to 3 months now, and I've been seeing a lot of improvements so far. Less spasms. I've been experiencing less spasms. So what I've been doing, or what they have me do are exercises, just simple exercises to help gain my mobility in my rib area, diaphragm and rib area, and also some dry needling, which has been really helpful. I've noticed
dry needling.
Yes.
Okay. Is it scar tissue then? Do you know why you're experiencing this, or is it kind of a mystery?
I guess it's kind of a mystery. When I kept asking my physical therapist to see what her findings were, she said it is possibly from, I guess, when I was pregnant. I didn't really have much mobility on my upper rib area, so I think that's what caused it from no mobility throughout the pregnancy and then postpartum. Well, also another thing too, after postpartum, I kind of just jumped back in as soon as I got the green light to be able to do yoga, work out as usual, and get into aerial. I jumped back in kind of full force, not really thinking like, oh, I needed to kind of take it slow. I think that was part of the issue too. I just engaged too much of my upper abdomen then
Okay.
yes, over engaging, I guess. It's just that force of habit I had before I was pregnant.
Okay. Okay. So interesting. So it's spasming. So like you can't really exercise right now then.
I can still. I just need to be more mindful of that upper abdomen area. Like if
Okay.
I'm starting to get, I guess, tired or feel like a cramp is about to happen, then I stop. I immediately stop. Usually before I wouldn't really like, I would just keep going rather than stop
Okay.
what I was doing.
So can you explain to me what you guys are doing in physical therapy that's kind of helping it?
Sure, yes. So one of the things that I've been doing in physical therapy is a lot of foam rolling, actually, using a foam roller for to gain more mobility on my back. So I'll just lay on the foam roller, and I'll also do some diaphragm release, a lot of connective core breathing. So
Okay.
a lot of that was brand new to me because I'm so used to doing with yoga. You do a lot of breathing exercises that's in the chest, but now doing these breathing exercises that are more focused on the upper abdomen and your just your abdomen area was very different for me. So a lot of that has been helping. Additionally, other exercises include a lot of like they're very yoga, a lot of the yoga exercise and Pilates kind of incorporated with the hips, more hip mobility and upper back mobility. So those are some of the exercises, and a lot of strengthening that has been incorporated as well, strengthening the upper and mid back area.
Oh my goodness, this is so interesting. I just decided to go back to the Facebook group because you are not the only one who's had this. I hadn't
Right,
even looked
yes.
at this.
Yeah, so what prompted me to, because I was trying to look, Google, going down a rabbit hole, trying to figure out what is it that I'm experiencing. My fiance actually thought it was a hernia that I was experiencing, so that kind of scared me. So I just went on the Facebook group and typed in what I was experiencing, and I came upon that thread, and I saw that the person was experiencing the same thing I was experiencing, and so I commented to see if how I think the post was probably a couple years ago. So yes, I just commented to see what happened.
Yeah, let's see when this was. Oh, yeah, August 26th, 2022. And it was Kaya Latham. So, yeah, oh my God, I just looked this up. Oh, by the way, April Moore Skelton just passed the group on to me. Did we all know
Oh yes,
this?
I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, so, you know, I'm going to try to do my best. She was like, "You're the best person to do this." I'm like, "I would agree." So let me learn how to do it. So, okay, yeah, it looks like, and a couple people that I have already interviewed, like
Oh,
literally
okay.
three or four. Yeah, yeah. Kyla Alexander, Sylvia Rose, Duo Rose. Okay, you know what? I might have to do some research on this. So you are currently working through it and it's getting better.
Yes, so far so good. I haven't experienced a spasm probably in a good month or so. Before then, when I first started, I did experience them probably once or twice a week. There
Okay.
at one point this was really interesting. I went camping over the weekend, and just sleeping in a tent is so different. It just made my body really stiff, sleeping on not sleeping on a usual bed. After going camping, I went straight into kind of like just the exercises or doing yoga, and I immediately got cramp spasms on my upper abdomen, probably 4 times consecutively in a row, 4 to 5 times. It just happened, and that was a really scary moment. So I told my physical therapist about that, and she said, "Oh yeah, it was most likely due to the stiffness of your body laying on a I guess a camping mattress or tent mattress versus
Okay.
laying down on the usual bed, and also breastfeeding. I'm still breastfeeding my son. That played a role too of stiffness in the body.
You know, it makes sense though because the baby's in there and then the baby comes out and I don't know, in our minds, are the organs just supposed to happily go back into their
Right.
spot 100% of the time? Yeah, it's like, well, maybe not. Maybe they don't go back exactly how they're supposed to. I know from, well, if I believe my practitioner, back a while ago, like over 10 years ago, I went in and I was having all these gut issues that I couldn't explain. The gastroenterologist couldn't explain it. And, he's one of these like energetic body workers that can like, kind of like an acupuncturist that uses his hands. And he was like, well, I think that your guts are twisted in their fascia. And I was like, come again? What?
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so if I believe him, and I did, because he did his work and it fixed and it changed a lot of things. It's almost like my digestion, everything kind of got better.
Okay.
It's a longer story than that, but the fascia and then the diaphragm and the ribs, especially for aerialists that like generally have like a lot of fascia around the rib cage that is too tight. I mean, it kind of makes sense that they're spasming because it's kind of like trapped energy there and you can't,
Right.
and you have to like release it in some way. And so you're doing your foam rolling through the back. And is the physical therapist also doing stuff in the front of the rib cage? Like any release?
Yes, she'll just apply pressure. Kind of like I know that she did the ILU. Like I don't know if you remember with your baby or when I always did it with my baby when he had indigestions. It's like the I love you, like spelling out the
Oh, right.
ILU. So she did
Yeah,
know she
stomach
did
massage,
that. Yes,
basically.
yes, uh-huh.
Okay, because also in my practice of body work, I do a lot of myofascial release, and there's a lot of rib cage, like right around that, like where the sternum is.
Mm-hmm.
There's fascia that needs to be released there on a lot of people, and it makes a lot of sense, actually, now that I think about it. Although I had never heard of that. I do this podcast, I've been doing it for 4 years, and there's still things I haven't heard of. Like us women, and we have to deal with so much crap.
Yeah, I mean, that's awesome that you're able to interview all these people that are pretty much we all have something very similar. We all have practiced aerial and kind of our bodies
Yeah,
have gone through a lot after pregnancy.
yeah. Yeah, and we're also pretty hypervigilant women when it comes to being self-aware of our bodies. Like we know our bodies very well. The general population does not. So it's just interesting because we are able to vocalize and explain what's going on, whereas other women might not be able to. And so other people, just joining the conversation and listening in, they're like, oh my God, I didn't know
Exactly.
that. And a lot of times, even we are very aware. I still don't know shit, It's like new stuff comes up. This upper abdominal spazzing, I just read it.
Mm-hmm.
With the page that I'm not in charge of, you guys, I'm a little bit not sure about how I feel about being in charge of one more thing, but we're going to figure it out. So, Jeanie, if you would tell us a little bit about prenatal for you, a little bit about if you decided to train or not, any complications that happened, just to add it to our collection of stories here.
Sure, yes. So when I found out I was pregnant, I was actually teaching Lyra at a pole studio in Phoenix or in Tempe, Arizona. So I taught for a bit, and I think maybe a month or two later, I found out I was pregnant. And from there, I was just really nauseous, and the only thing that helped was actually staying active. Anytime I was moving my body, I was not nauseous. So it was actually a good thing that I was teaching at that time. So I just continued to teach for actually another 2 months, just because I was kind of like a temporary instructor until Tanya, who was out of town, he came back, and she was the resident instructor. So she came back probably 2 months later, and I was at that time about, I think, going into my second trimester. And I think at that time my stomach was growing, and it just felt very odd doing these usual movements on the lyra, especially carving the movements where you have to just carve your abdominal muscles into the lyra was not doing it for me.
Okay. Yeah, the Lyra was, I mean, I'm a silks person first, but the Lyra was so much more ouchy to me when I was pregnant.
Oh yeah.
Was it to you?
What was the question? It was, you said,
Ouchie.
ouchie. Oh, yes, absolutely. Especially, I was just very cautious. Like, I don't want anything to damage. I was just so early on in my pregnancy. I just was really paranoid. But I'd asked my OBGYN or midwife, my midwife. I asked her if it was okay, and she said it should be fine. Just don't fall. So I told her, yes, I'm very careful, have good body awareness, and doing things that I shouldn't be doing. No like drops or anything above the span set, which I was really that was one of my favorite things is to do movement above the span set of the lyra. But I had to
Yes.
kind of put that on pause. And spinning was fine for me. I was totally fine with spinning still. It didn't make me nauseous or anything. So I continued on and I actually kind of stopped. I stopped teaching my after I got into my second trimester. So from there on I took a break a bit and just kind of continued. I still moved around as far as doing yoga. I worked out at Orange Theory. I did a lot of that, and it just kept my body moving as much as I could. But I did hop onto the Lyra here and there, but not as often as I was.
Okay, so the hammock, Orange Theory is all hammocks, right?
Oh, actually, Orange Theory is it's just like a small gym. It's not aerial related. It's like there's treadmills.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess
Oh,
there's
okay.
it's
So just a gym.
right. It's a smaller gym. There's just like a lot of cardio, rower, treadmill, and just free weights. So I did that throughout my
Oh, I
pregnancy.
love it. And you felt good.
Yes, yes. Anytime I was active, it really I was yes, I was pretty active, and anytime I was active, it made me feel good throughout my pregnancy. And I actually
Oh, I love this.
was working out. I did Orange Theory until I gave birth the same day. I did Orange Theory in the morning. I did the class in the morning, and then I went into labor later that afternoon.
Oh my goodness. Okay, let's talk about that.
Yeah. So, so yes, I went into labor later that day. I was 2 weeks early, so I was 38 weeks, and I started having contractions. I worked from home. So I was working as usual. I had some contractions. So I was in labor for a couple of hours. I made sure to labor as much as I could at home with throughout my contractions until it was that I think it's the 3-1-1 rule or something. So after that, I waited I think probably 4 hours, labored at home. And then my fiance took me to, we went to the hospital, and I think it was another 6 hours I was in labor for, and then I gave birth. And it was all natural. I didn't do any epidural, no complications. And yeah, that is how Neo came about.
Wait, no, so no epidural in a hospital.
Correct. So I went to through a midwife clinic, well, midwife office, and they had this program where they were able to deliver their patients without any payment, any interventions at the hospital. So that's why one of the
Okay.
reasons it was kind of like the best of both worlds, where I kind of feel iffy giving birth at home. So let's do it at the hospital just in case. And I still would like to have all natural, no epidural, no pain, no interventions or anything. So it worked out perfect.
Okay, so Jeannie, you are in the category of badass woman sainthood for me because I would never have a child without meds. So, can you describe for this audience, because I think a lot of people always want to hear this,
Sure.
what level was the pain for you? Uh, and what was the most tolerable? What was the least tolerable of the whole thing?
Yes, so I would say the contractions were I mean, on a scale of 1 to 10, it was probably 15, I would say.
Ha!
But but I really prepped myself through the classes I took. I also took a lot of, I'm not sure you're familiar with Mama Natural. I took her online course, and I was just
No, I
really
haven't.
okay. So
Mama
Mama
Natural.
Natural, you got to look her up. Mama Natural, she's amazing. So I took an online course, and then I also took a lot of classes at the midwife office, and it just really prepped. They really prepped everyone who was really their goal was to go natural. So even though there's a lot of pain, I just kind of like had a lot of yoga practice where a lot of breathing, just thinking positively. I just it's hard to remember. I think it was just I just had this goal in mind and I was just thinking, oh yes, my son's coming. I'm going to see him. Don't give in. Just keep going. And it was definitely painful for sure.
Okay, what was the most painful part? Was it the contractions or was it actually like, the baby crowning and
I
coming
think
out?
the baby crowning because he was probably stuck in the canal for a good hour or two. I think that
Ooh.
part was really difficult.
Would would you people have said to me before it feels like a ring of fire. Does that resonate or no?
I think at that point it all felt the same.
Okay.
I think it Ring of Fire from the beginning of the contractions to the end. I think once they my midwife when she talks through it, she's like, "Oh, I see his head coming," and everyone around in the room, including my fiance, they were just really encouraging. I think those words of encouragement really helped me push through and not really focus on much of the pain, but more focusing on getting him out. And once his shoulders, I felt like came out, like, oh, it's over. So I think that really helped. Words of encouragement through the pain.
Okay. And have you experienced like pain worse than this in your life or no?
No, I would say this is the most painful I've experienced.
Physically pain. Did you have anything else that would even come close? Like, did you like break a leg at some point or like break a bone or like something like that?
I would say no, I didn't break anything, but I did fall off a motorcycle when I was 18,
Oh,
and I didn't break anything. That was a good thing. It was just falling off and just had scrapes, scars on my skin. I would say that was probably the closest, but nothing compared to giving birth naturally.
okay. And um, are you guys happy with the family of three you guys have, or you have plans to have a bigger family?
Yes, we would like to have a bigger family.
Okay. And then I'm just so curious, would you do that same thing again if you had a second?
Yes, I definitely would. 100%. I think this time
Okay.
I would want to do it the home birth. I feel like I would want to experience the home water birth.
Oh, okay. I love
Yes.
this. Jeannie, I feel like these stories are great because like you'll get the whole gamut of responses from people. You know what I'm saying? And you have like a really positive outlook on it. I love it. It's one example of that type of positive outlook. So it's great. It's great. And
Oh, thank you.
yeah, and then fourth trimester. How was that for you?
Oh my goodness. I did not prepare my fourth trimester as much as I prepared for the birth. So
Yeah, okay.
I feel like it's very common, right? We don't
Yeah, I
really.
do. I do. People don't realize how like they're expecting the labor to be super hard, but they're not necessarily expecting the experience to be super hard when you come home. And for me,
Hmm.
at least, uh, like the first 3 months of her life was so rough,
Oh, yes,
so hard.
I bet.
Yeah, how about you?
Yes, I would say the same. I mean, a lot of people were telling me that it's hard to go from 0 to 1, but once it's 1 to 2, it's fine. Like having no kids to having a kid is pretty life changing. So yes, it was definitely difficult. The sleep part, the no sleep part was very a game changer. I mean, I expected that, but to experience that the first couple of days, first couple of weeks, months, now a year and a half, it's a world, it's a roller coaster. But I wouldn't change it for anything. So,
Yeah, yeah.
but it definitely puts things into perspective for this little human trying to understand what he wants and what he needs without him being able to communicate that through words. It's been really difficult. And just
You
putting,
know,
I was just so used to, before having him, I was just so used to having so much time to myself. But now I would, I'm learning to incorporate him into my time into my daily activities. Incorporating him, I think that is making everything work right now.
Yeah. I mean, the sleep thing is cumulative. It's like anybody can like do it for a little while, like couple
Right.
days.
Uh-huh.
But then weeks and months go by. I think that there was one point where I hadn't gotten 8 hours of sleep like in a row
Oh wow.
for like 18 months. It was.
Oh my goodness.
That's when I like took note of it because when I was pregnant, my third trimester, I wasn't sleeping through the night because I was peeing. Like I got up to pee a couple times, right?
Right.
So then you add that, and then the fourth trimester, which even if your baby sleeps well, which mine did not, you're still waking up every 3-4 hours to feed them,
Right.
and then it continues, and then even later, that you have like the sleep regressions, and even if they wake up once or twice. So I like sat there and I like thought about the last time I had slept for 8 hours straight.
Wow.
And it was like well into it was second trimester. And like my kid was already like, I don't know, over 1 year old. I was like, I don't even know how I'm alive. Like that's how I looked at it. So, but it is totally worth it. I think that amnesia plays a huge part in like being able to have more than one kid, because it's so long ago after a while,
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, I can do that again. It wasn't that long.
Exactly.
I don't know.
You don't know.
Do you have? I don't know. I mean, even recently, my bean has decided she wants to wake up really early now, and I'm not a morning person, so even if I get enough sleep, I'm still tired. So even now, I'm like, oh, figure this out again for the 18th time. But Jeanie, do you have any advice for besides the spasms in the abdomen? Do you have any advice for new moms of a first time mom, like a first time baby out there?
Yes, I would say give yourself a lot of grace, and especially the postpartum phase. Don't expect to jump back so quickly. It takes time. Give your body some time. It took 9 months for the baby to develop, and you birth the child. So yes, give a lot of grace. It takes time. Your body will get back to where it was eventually. It just takes time, and just be patient with yourself. And I feel like this going through motherhood is like a season. You'll get through this season one. You'll go to season 2 and 3 and 4, and eventually it'll surpass you. It'll be amazing.
I love this. Do you feel like you were patient
And
or are patient?
in the beginning, I was not. As soon as Neo came out, I was like, all right, I'm ready. I got my body back. So I sort of got my body back. I'm ready to jump back to do what I've been waiting so long to do. But no, I was wrong.
Me too. I did
Yeah,
the same thing.
yeah, yeah. I definitely wasn't patient in the beginning. I'd say the first 6, 7 months was really hard, but I think after that I started noticing that I was feeling better and getting better physically, as far as us women are so hard on ourselves with our bodies. Like, oh, I wish, just a lot of comparison of how I looked before, like my body, what my body was capable of doing as far as exercising, being active, doing aerial back again, with all like the core strength, especially. But I think after 6, 7 months, I started gaining back confidence and everything of being able to do what I was doing. But little did I know, a couple months later after that, I started experiencing the spasms. So I think I was telling my body to say, hey, you need to slow down and get this recovered first before jumping back in 100%.
So, Jeanie, you're not teaching currently.
I am not.
You are not. Can you imagine yourself going back to that?
I do, yes, I do miss it. It was a really fun experience and I really enjoyed it. Just right now, I definitely want to focus on recovering and figuring out my time. The time is so hard with the little one. But I also work from home, and it's hard to get around in Arizona during the heat. It's so hot over here.
Yeah. Do you work full time at
I
home?
do work full time, yes.
Okay, yeah, that's a lot of time. And then you're also primary caretaker, right?
Yes, however, I do have my parents down the street that they come over to help, and or I'll go over there I'll bring Neil with me, and they'll hang out, watch him. My fiance will also stay home. He doesn't work from home. He's out in the field. So he'll stay home on days that I have to go into the office, which is once or twice a month. It's not bad.
You know, it's really hard to work at home with a kid.
Oh my goodness. Yes, it is.
It's really hard. Yeah. And it doesn't really get easier. It just changes it changes. It just changes. Like my Bean is now 4.5 and I work with her at home and it's like, oh my God. In hours like this, she's at preschool from 9 to noon today. Sorry,
Okay.
8 to noon today.
Okay.
I can get more done in these 4 hours than the entirety of the entire day.
I bet,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah, like I can kill my list in 4 hours and then everything else that I don't get done and she comes home, I just have to pray that it gets, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
that's the way it rolls.
That's
So
awesome,
it's
though.
just something, I mean, it's great that I could do both because I kind of have to, like the way our lives are set up, like we don't have enough money to like be throwing money at like like daycare, you know, while I'm still home. But yeah, it's just so interesting. It just, I joke, it just like the Carrie now by myself, like my efficiency rate at work when she's not around me is like 500 times what it was.
Wow.
So much more. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I could just like look up, you know, kind of stare at the wall before, you know, a little bit and kind of just take my time. And now I can't do that anymore. But Jeanie, thank you so much for your time. I know it is very valuable. And thank you for adding your story to this lovely collection that we have going here.
Absolutely. It's been an honor, and I'm so grateful that you reached out. I'm really happy to be able to share my story, and I hope others can relate.
Jeanie, thank you so much for carving out time. I know it's you got a full-time job. You got a squish there, a 1.5-year-old squish, and I appreciate you.
My listeners, if you would honor me with a 5-star rating and review, I would appreciate it forever. It is the hardest thing about being a podcaster is to get your podcast out to the people who want to listen. So the best way to do that is to have a good star rating and like, you know, just ride that algorithm. So I really appreciate if you guys would just open the Apple app and leave me a review. It makes such a difference. I appreciate you. I also have Greener Grass with Digitent Podcasts with my friend Kelly McVeigh. If you want to hear my voice twice a week, it's there for you. It's light, it's heartfelt, and we bring on some really amazing guests. All right, my friends, over and out. This is Carrie from Wrap Your Head Around Silks. This is The Expecting Aerialist.